Alrighty, here we are. Remember this year, it's been probably about 2 months ago, I had a problem. Looked like my tomato plants had in blossom rot, and I'm pretty sure I was lacking of calcium, and what I ended up doing is putting in, I think it was 2 jars of calcium, which is eggshell, okay? This is what I have left over. This is one that I did 1224. Like I said, I used 2 full jars, and I think that's what's left of that for all the plants. It's time to go ahead and grind down some more shells. I have already got oven that's set at 300. The goal is, all we're trying to do is to dry these things out. And I've tried it at 200, and it takes just a lot longer, but you can raise it to 300. You're not trying to cook them, you're just trying to dry it out to where we can go ahead and grind them up to make calcium powder. Take these all out. We're going to spread them on these 3 trays. And you can see that they're wet. They were defrosted, and they're frozen in the bottom of the freezer. Now I do know I set my timer for 15 minutes at that temp, and I kind of move them around a little bit just to make sure there's nothing on the bottom, spin them around some. We're probably going to have to go ahead and do 2 cooks, I guess is what you would say, doing these. Push that down so you guys can see what I'm doing over here. All right, let's get these babies in the oven. Here we go. All right. And what I do is I'm going to use my oven, my microwave timer for 30 minutes. And we're going. But then I like to use my phone, which I'm using there, and I'm going to set the timer on that for 15 minutes. So it reminds me to go on over here and to stir that up a little bit. Alrighty, guys. This beeped a few minutes ago. So let's take a look and see what we got here for our eggshells. Let me get a little fork. Let's kind of see what these shells are looking like. Let me move you up closer. They all look nice and dry. I got my last bit of eggshell in here. There you go. Now, you guys may do it differently, but this is what I have, what I use. I use that little mini bullet thingy, and that's what I got. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead, I'm going to put some shell in here, put that on there, and then we're just going to grind away. And when we get done grinding, I'll be putting my whatever I have in here, the shells in there, the powder. Looks like we did pretty good. I don't know if you can still see, there still is some shells in there, so I'm going to hit it again. Yeah, you can see it there. This thing isn't perfect, but it's not high dollar either. Here we go, guys. She's smoking. All I'm going to do is just pour it inside here. The purpose why I like to grind mine up is that I do know you can throw eggshells in your garden and it's plenty of calcium. But sometimes our plants are hurting for that stuff now. And how I feel about it is when you make this to powder, it breaks down a lot quicker. It gets in the soil a lot quicker. And that's what we do. Now, when I do have my regular eggshells, I do throw them out in my compost pile. But in this case, I am out of my powder. There you go. I'm out of powder. I need to fill up, do 2 of these, and I should be back to where I was before. Now, I'm not going to add to the container that I have right here, because that's already a year old. And I don't think it's going to make a difference, but I'll use this first and then move into the new ones. All right, guys, when I'm done, I'll bring this back to you, show you what it looks like. Of course, it's going to look like that, and we'll go from here. I don't know how many eggs that was, but I know that I'll have to do another batch that size that I just did, because that gave me half a jar. And that way, because probably need to do 3 more, because like I said, I used 2 of these up and some of that for my garden this year. So it's time to prepare now. Get your stuff gathered up for next spring, because your season's about to end, or if you're doing a fall garden. Most likely, if you did a fall garden, you'll be planting, have already planted everything. I am not doing a fall garden. I've got some things that I've got to tend to this fall, so I'm good to go for next year. All right, guys, that's what it looks like. We're done with it. It looks good, and we're ready. I'll need to do another batch or 2 for next year, so I'll have it ready. Now's the time to do it. It takes a lot of eggs to get this, and there you go. That's last year's. All right, we're going to go. Y'all take it easy, and have a great week. And thanks for supporting me.